Hi there, Prairie Plant Girl here. I wanted to just give you a really quick look at what I'm going to be doing in February in my plant room to get ready for my gardening season. Now, if you saw my video on what to plant in January, you'll know that I've been spending time making sure that I have all my supplies ready, that my light system is all set up and ready to go, and I have plenty of trays and containers and potting mix and all those good things all ready for when it's time to get into the swing of things. I've also gone through a video where I showed you how I set out my plan for my garden and what I'm going to start when. And so hopefully I have all of those things fine-tuned. If you haven't done some of those things yet, now is the time to get that done. Make sure that you are ready so that when seed starting gets going, you are ready to go. Dust all that stuff off that you've been collecting over the years. Pick up anything new that needed to be replaced or that you're wanting to try. I've grabbed myself a few new toys for this year. I've got this seedling tray, which I'll be using a lot more with, I think, like my flowers and things like that. So I can start like a whole lot of seeds of one variety in a row like this, and then as they germinate, pinch them out into larger containers and bump them up that way, just so that if I have anything that's not germinating or it takes a long time to germinate, it's taking up less space this way and less soil this way. So I'm excited to get this a go. And then I've also picked up this tray that has a wicking mat in it, so that I can try it and see if I like this wicking system for my plants. For some of them that maybe just need a little bit more moisture, this will be a good thing. Now I only have one and I'll have trays and trays of plants, but I wanted to just, invest in one, give it a try and see how it works for me. And then anything that is more delicate and needs moisture more often, I could have on this tray for now, especially, if I have to go for a weekend or something and not be able to watch them, I can pop them on here. So those are some of the new trays and toys that I'm trying out for this year. I'll let you know as the season progresses what I think of these, and if I think there's something I'm going to invest in more of. But anyway, so that's just the kind of stuff that I've been keeping up with. I also, this time of year, like to start making a list in my phone. A list of seeds that I still need, a list of supplies that I still need, anything that I think that I want to pick up when I'm at the store. It's nice to be able to grab those things as they become available so that I have them and I'm ready. And also, so if I have it in my mind that I need, a certain kind of seed, I'm not picking up an extra one because I actually already bought it last week or have it on order from a store and forgot about it or something. So I just like to have a running list going in my phone, and that way I can refer to it, take things off as I buy them, add things as I realize I need them, and just have it easy at hand no matter where I am. So those are just some suggestions that I would have for you if you're just kind of itching to get started with the growing season, but there's not a lot for us northern gardeners to do right now. I think just being really organized and planned can go a long way. I will be starting some things inside, so I'm going to share with you those seeds that I'm starting this month. So earlier in the month, like in the next week or so, I'll be starting some Snapdragons. Now these are my bedding plant Snapdragons, and they're very, very cold tolerant. They're quite frost tolerant. You do need to be really careful about how you harden them off to move them outdoors early on, because seedlings are more tender than a full-grown plant would be at the end of the season. So you have to be really, really careful when you're doing that. But I'll be starting these so that I can put them out hopefully about a month before my average last frost date, depending on how our weather goes. You just never know in our province here what we're going to get at the end of March, early April. But that's my plan, is to have some bedding plant Snapdragons to put out early on in the spring. So I'll be getting those going very soon. Another flower that I'll be starting this month is my Osteospermum. Again, pretty cold tolerant. Not as cold tolerant as the Snapdragons, But in my experience, it's been fairly cold tolerant. So I'm going to experiment with trying to get some Osteospermum out earlier on in the season. Now this is saved seed that I have, and this is my purple, I think it was purple Asti. I can't remember the exact variety name, but it's seed I saved off of those plants and off of some purple bedding plant Osteospermum that I'd picked up at the store. So I'm gonna have to just see what I wind up with. I'm not even sure. I'll probably do a germination test with these because I'm not sure how viable these are. I've never collected seed from this type of plant before, but I thought it'd be fun to give it a go. So I'll be doing that as well. So for those bedding plant type plants, I'll be just starting them in these small 9-cell packs. You can see these are pretty worn out. Oops. I'm gonna have to tape this one a little. I just save them from year to year as I pick up bedding plants, and you know, neighbors and family and friends, they know I collect these things, so quite often people will send them over to me, and you know, some of them are not made of the best plastic, but I just make them work because I'd rather reuse them as much as I can than go out and buy something new and have this go to the landfill. So yeah, that's about the size. I'll start smaller things like that. And the other thing I'll be starting is I will be starting my hot peppers right around the end of the month. I'll be starting some of my hot peppers. So let me just grab them out here. So I have a whole lot. This is all pepper seeds in here. So I don't even know how many varieties that I won't be starting that early. All my more sweet peppers. But any that are your capsicum variety, I find like to be started just a little bit earlier. And I did really well with starting my Sugar Rush Peach early on last year. That was the earliest I've ever started peppers. And I also started my Hungarian Hot Wax that early. I'm not sure if I'm going to start the Hungarian Hot Wax that early this year. They usually do perform well for me, and I'm not sure how many of them I'm going to grow anyways. But these seeds, some of these are getting a little bit older. These 2 packs are a few years older. And pepper seeds, as they age, tend to take longer to germinate. And especially I find the hot peppers. So if you have older hot pepper seeds, it might be worth doing a germination test, or just starting them a little bit earlier if you have room and the ability to grow them indoors for, you know, several months. So I'll be starting my jalapenos and my Sugar Rush Peach, and then I have this new variety, which here, see, I managed to pick up 2 packs of this. I don't know, these were ordered online, so how I wound up with 2, I don't know. But this is Monet, so I've never grown this before, but it's also a type of jalapeno pepper, and it's supposed to be just a really wonderful jalapeno pepper. So I'm going to be trying these 2. Now I won't be planting a ton of each of these varieties, but probably do about 2 to 3 plants of each, and that'll probably be lots. And so when I start my peppers, I'll start them out. You can do like a tray like this size. I find works well for peppers. Peppers aren't super fast growing, so you don't need something really big to begin with, but I do find I like to have something bigger than what I would do my bedding plants in. Otherwise, you're just bumping them up all the time. This size, or the square, like 3x3 size that are just a little bit shorter, are also nice for peppers. So that's the kind of pot size that I would be starting to plant these out in when I go to get them going. So I have lots of videos on starting peppers. If you're looking for information on doing that, I'll put a link in this video down in the description for you if you're interested in seeing that, and you can see how I start my peppers. But that's all I'll be starting. So a few of my peppers and a couple of bedding plants is what I'll be starting in February, and most of those won't even be until late February. So that's what I have going on. I mean, I'm in Zone 3, Saskatchewan, Canada, so we don't want to get too many things started too soon, or we're just babysitting plants, and they're not going to be in their ideal conditions sitting inside. So you don't want to get too excited. Even though we're all excited, we all want to get plants going, we don't want to get started too soon. So I'm going to hold off, just do those few things, and we'll really get into production in March. So I'll let you know around the end of February, beginning of March, what I'll be planting then. I'm going to give you a really quick look because I did start my pansies, which I told you in January I'd be starting my pansies. And I've also started a few little greens and things just for indoors. Usually I start them much earlier on in the winter, but it just didn't happen this winter. So I've just gotten kind of a little salad tray going, and I'll give you a real quick peek at those couple of things there. And that'll be it for what to do in February. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time. Bye.